So I just got off a live stream. I'm sure all of you guys know the biggest GTA 6 leak since 2022 has just dropped. We have gameplay footage, UI details, mechanics we've never seen, and an alleged full map of Leonida. And all of this comes 9 days before the extended look. Now, none of this is officially confirmed. Rockstar hasn't said a word of the timing of making this video. But I'll be honest with you, it looks pretty darn real. And there's one very specific reason I say that. So let's recap absolutely everything from today. So here's what went down. August 18th, an account and a website going by the name CyberLeak started posting what appears to be leaked GTA 6 development footage. 2 videos, roughly a minute each, both watermarked, and separately a set of images claiming to show the full GTA 6 map. And this spread fast. Within hours, it was everywhere. Every GTA account, every gaming outlet, and of course, it's been all over Twitter. Now, there's no information on how this material was obtained. And that's a big question mark because Rockstar security policies have been extremely strict since 2022. Now, of course, that was 4 years ago next month when the network intrusion exposed dozens of development videos. And after everything that came out, the court cases, the Titan security, all of it, the fact that another leak of this scale happened at all is surprising. We don't know if this is an insider, a breach, or something else entirely, nobody's saying. And here's the part that makes this leak different from 2022, the stated reason, because the leaker didn't frame this as clout or money. They framed it as a protest against GTA 6 launching without a physical disc. The whole thing has been going around under the banner no disc, no peace. And look, I've covered the physical media debate exclusively on this channel. I've given both sides a fair hearing. And of course, I understand the frustration. I've talked about the ownership concerns, and I think a lot of the criticism is legitimate. But I'll say this plainly, I do not think this is the way to make that point. Because the people this actually hurts are the developers who have spent years building this, not executives making distribution decisions. Those are two completely different groups of people. And whatever you think about discs, and I've been pretty sympathetic to that argument, a leak 9 days before the studio's biggest planned reveal doesn't change a distribution strategy. It just steps on the work of a few thousand people who had nothing to do with it. So that's my honest take on the motivation. Now let's get into what's actually inside of this leak. Alright, let's break down the first clip, and this one is packed. So it opens with Jason driving on a highway, and apparently he turns directly into oncoming traffic and hits a delivery van. The van is branded as Scoop, which I love this detail, it's a fake delivery company based on UPS. And it features a pelican as the logo. The driver gets out and he's not happy. He threatens Jason, saying something about getting his teeth knocked out of his face. And here's what's interesting, that NPC is a delivery worker who grabs a wrench and comes at Jason to kind of hit him. So this isn't a generic pedestrian who runs away. This is a fully reactive NPC with dialogue, aggression, and a weapon. And then the fight happens, and this is where really the melee animation just looks incredible. Jason lands a jump kick and then punches him and drops the guy. Then he picks up the wrench himself and hits him several times, and that triggers a 2-star wanted level. You can also see dialogue options during the confrontation. Basically, you can warn or defuse. And that's a huge deal because in GTA 5, an NPC confrontation was basically punch or don't punch. So an actual dialogue system returning from RDR2 for random world encounters would be a huge step up from Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, we need to talk about the UI because the interface details in this clip are where the actual information is. First, the 6-star wanted level is returning, that's visible on the screen. GTA 5 had 5 stars, so this is appearing to be 6 returning from previous Grand Theft Autos. Second, and this is the one I find the most exciting, when the police show up, 3 red icons appear below the wanted level: clothes, location, and car, which strongly implies that police identify you based on those things, which is an upgraded interface from what we saw in the 2022 leaks, where it was written out, now there are icons. And presumably, if you change your clothes, switch cars, or get far enough away, those identifiers clear. Third, gas and oil icons appear when Jason gets in the car, and it actually features incomplete circular rings around them that kind of look like meters. So refueling is likely in the game, and possibly oil, or that could kind of be your vehicle's health. Fourth, there is a stamina bar alongside the health bar, so sprinting, swimming, climbing probably drain stamina, very similar to Red Dead Redemption 2. Fifth, the mini-map is rectangular, similar to GTA 5, so not the round one from Red Dead. Sixth, the car trunk. There are apparently 2 options when you interact with it: loadout and storage. and storage was listed as 0 out of 4, which ties directly into everything we already knew about the weapon locker and the fencing system from the Ultimate Edition description. So the trunk is a real functional inventory space. And like I predicted in previous videos, it looks like we really will have kind of a loadout system where we can choose more gear, ammo, or even different types of weapons. And then the last one, and this is the wildest one, a devil icon appears on the right side of the screen with a minus next to it right after Jason beats that NPC. Again, a minus devil icon, which looks an awful lot like a kind of morality or honor system like RDR2's honor mechanic. If that's what it is, that would be a genuinely major addition to GTA. The series has never had a morality system. Now, of course, huge grain of salt on all of the interpreting a single icon. It could be a lot of things, but that really is the read a lot of people are landing on, and it's an exciting possibility. Okay, now second clip, and this is the one that is a lot calmer, but is still really interesting. It shows Jason at his house in the Leonida Keys, walking around and then going over to a basketball hoop and shooting. And there's a tutorial prompt on the screen explaining the mechanic. It says something along the lines of to shoot, aim with one button, hold another one until the ring overlaps, and then release. So it's a timing-based minigame with overlapping rings, which is a pretty standard but satisfying detail for this kind of thing. And you can also see Jason falls at one point in a way that looks very Red Dead 2's kind of physics, which would suggest that Euphoria-style physicality carrying over, which I talked about in my GTA 4 video. That's exactly what I wanted. Now here's a detail that made me laugh, but it's honestly pretty cool. The HUD shows a money with a comma in it. So it actually shows $1,643 written with a comma, which I'm sure you guys all know is a highly requested feature for Grand Theft Auto 2 ad, because when you're viewing your money, it looks pretty confusing without the proper commas. So it looks like Rockstar has fixed that for Grand Theft Auto 6. And here's what makes this clip more credible than most. That basketball setup looks just like the one that already appeared in one of GTA 6's official screenshots. So it matches something Rockstar has already shown us publicly, which points in the real kind of favor of this being legitimate early Grand Theft Auto 6 footage. And then there is the map, which is the biggest claim of this whole dump. Basically, Leonida appears to be divided into 5 counties. We have Lummox County in the north, Kelly County to the west, and Leonard County in the east. We have Vicedale County around Vice City itself, and Marin County across the southern wetlands. And this really tells us the map is significantly bigger and more structured than we might have assumed. 5 counties is a real administrative structure for a state. It's full world building. Now, I'll probably be putting together a whole video going into the map more in depth, where we break down some of the different icons and locations, but as of right now, it's pretty amazing. So now the obvious question, what does this do to the extended look? Because Rockstar built this incredibly deliberate marketing runway towards August 27th. We have the Netflix partnership, the 6-hour exclusivity window, the whole must-see event framing. And 9 days out, someone walks straight into the middle of it. Now, here's what I think. I don't think this changes anything about the 27th, because the extended look is a polished, produced, and final build presentation. What leaked today is rough. It's old development build with unfinished UI and some janky physics a little bit. These are not the same thing, and nobody's gonna watch a minute of kind of janky footage and kind of think that they've seen the entire game. If anything, this makes the 27th more interesting. Now, could we see Rockstar release it a little early to try to kind of move us away from looking at these leaks? It's completely possible. What I think is more likely is we'll probably get a written statement explaining this whole situation, because at the end of the day, it is pretty sad for the developers and for Rockstar. And really, out of all of this, we just have a lot more questions. Is the 6-star system in the final build? Did the honor system stay? Is the fuel mechanic still in the game? These are things we can actually kind of check against the official footage when we get the extended look, if it does actually provide us new gameplay. So now, let me land on all of this. Do I think this is real? Yeah, the DMC takedowns are about as strong a signal as you can get without an official statement. And really, out of all of this, it is an old development build. Things could have changed, features could have gotten cut, and the UI could have been redesigned. Everything in here should be treated as this existed at some point during development, but this is not the final game. And really, that's an important distinction, and I don't want anyone taking these as confirmed features. And also, I do have mixed feelings overall. I would have preferred to see all of this from Rockstar themselves on the 27th the way they kind of intended. But it happened, and I cover GTA 6 news, so this is what I do here. 9 days out, let's see what the official version looks like when we get the official drop with the extended look. But now, with that all out of the way, I do want to hear from you. What detail from this stands out the most to you? And do you think the honor system will actually be in the game? Let me know your take in the comments down below. I'll be reading through all of them. And while you're at it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos just like this one. Alright, with that all out of the way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.